What up, dude? Welcome to the Boss Up Ball Live podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Curt. Till the day we give our reactions and kind of break down the Detroit Lions 2025 schedule. We're on our way to 3,000 subscribers and currently sit at 2832. And, man, we got channel memberships now, man. We've said this for a few months now, but we're getting them in flurries, man. And big shout out to our channel members, man. Here we go up on the screen. We got T-Ball Lock, Sean Bird. We got my man Lauren Vander S and Brent DeWitt, man. Shout out to our channel members. Got some content coming to you soon, man. So when we keep checking the community tab, you'll have access actually to our shows early. So they'll be members only, and then the premiere will happen. But you'll get early access to the content, and that's one of the benefits of being a channel member right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, man. Now it's time to, of course, man, you got to like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans like yourself. And now it's time to bring in my co-host for today's show, man. Y'all know who it is. Big Huggy, because Yaktown don't back down. It's your auntie's favorite Detroit Lions content creator, my man, LL Coutons. What's going on, my dude?
What's up, y'all? Shout out to Sean Preston for Yaktown don't back down.
And y'all know who it is. It's the hardest working man down there in Jackson, Michigan, sitting out there in front of Ford Field, man. He coaches kids. He cooks meals, man. And, you know, and congratulations to his daughter on her graduation once again, man. But, you know, he said she going to be going to a different school, you know what I'm saying? We ain't going to bring it up, man. But congratulations to her, and congratulations to her on getting into college, man. It's the Wolverine who?
Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lions fans?
If you're new to the show and you don't know how it works, man, we look at Detroit Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they are bossed up with that big blade dance. If we disagree, we say they are balled on, and we give our reasons why we agree or disagree. No hot takes here, just our true thoughts and opinions about what's going on with our favorite team, the Detroit Lions. You ain't getting that Stephen A. You ain't getting that Shannon Sharp. Lord knows. You ain't getting that Joy Taylor. You ain't getting no Skip Bayless. You ain't getting no Nick Wright. You getting the true thoughts and opinions from us, man. If you think we are tripping and LL thinks we're tripping, you're going to see it on his face, man. That dude can't play poker to save his life, man. Better take the big woods or something like that. But definitely one of those things, man. We keep it 100 right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, man. All right, so everyone's had a kind of chance to digest the schedule, to look at this thing and see what's going on with it and things of that nature. And, if it's good, if it's bad, to analyze it, to break down things. Here's the schedule. Here's the Lions 20 schedule, man. Starting off with Green Bay, Chicago. Then we go to my wife's neck of the woods up in Baltimore. Then we got the two of the AFC North with the Browns and the Bengals. Then we're going to head out to Arrowhead. You know what I'm saying? We can go out there and, you know what I'm saying? Last time we happened, out of Arrowhead, we know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Spoiled banner day. Hit up Tampa Bay, comes to the crib, man. Definitely. And then we have those Vikings come through. And then we got Washington, the Eagles, and the Giants, followed up by Green Bay on Thanksgiving. Dallas is after that. And then we have go out to see the Rams, then with Steelers, Vikings, and then end the season with those teddy bears in Chicago, man. So the two matchups with Ben Johnson is going to come in week 2 and week 18. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to scrap them boys up in Chicago, man. They're going to get knuckled up on weeks 2 and week 18. Those were the two games that kind of stood out for me. Initial thoughts for me for this schedule, just to be honest with you, it is what I thought it was going to be, because the Lions have the toughest schedule according to NFL.com. They also had one of the toughest schedules last season and went 15-2. I'm not saying they're going to go 15-2 this year. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that we had one of the toughest schedules in the league last year. And that's what happens when you win your division and you finish as the number one seed in the conference. It's just going to happen, man. When you have a winning franchise, you get a tough schedule. Kansas City, they get a rough schedule because you're going to play all the first place teams. So like, if you don't know how it works, right? So you're gonna play you're gonna play 6 games within your division, and then you're gonna play, one division, another division in your conference, and you're gonna play a division in the other conference, right? So that's how it works. But then your remaining games are gonna be teams that finished in the same position you finished in the year before. So you're gonna play all first place teams. So you're gonna play the rest of your division opponent. I mean, conference opponents are gonna be first place team, and the teams you can play in the other conference is gonna be first place team. So you're gonna play all the top dogs. When you're a top dog, you're gonna play top dog. So that's just my thing, man. We got a lot of things to break down. I don't want to get into it too tough, but it is what I expected to be. We're gonna play the first place teams because we were the first place team. So what do you guys think? If people say, "Oh, it's so tough," I'm like, dude, but here's my thing. If you playing the Lions, you're playing a tough team. So that's what I think. Get away with it, man. What you got, LL?
Pretty much what you just said, man. This is like, we spoke about it in the chat and everything, but this is what 15-2 get you. What did you expect? All of that good stuff. I like the schedule. I know we had from a fan standpoint, I hate it. Because I'm gonna have to use PTO days on them day after, so on them late ass games, on them prime time games. So, that's not. Well, I am looking forward to that. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not looking forward to that. I am looking forward to that, but I'd rather not have to use my PTO days. But I don't really care. Sundays at 1:00 is just fine by me. If I have to wait till 4:25, I'm gonna drink way too much whiskey and I might fall asleep during the game. So hopefully it don't happen. That don't happen too many times this year. But I guess if we're looking at like the game I'm looking forward to, I don't know if you asked that yet, but if that's what I'm supposed to give, you already know I'm looking forward to that Commanders game because fuck them guys. But and it's payback on that one. But overall, I wish the only complaint that I have is maybe if the bye week was a week later, but that's like a week later, so it don't really matter that much. But as long as we had, I'm glad that we don't have that super early bye week like we did last year. But a little bit later bye week could have helped us. But let's get this thing rolling, man. I don't really like the mystery around that Chicago game. Like I don't really, it's just like the precursor, like it's gonna be smoke between the Lions and the Bears, all this other shit. I don't really care. I don't hate the Bears. Yeah, I do, but I hate them as much as I hate every other team. So I don't really care. I want to beat them too, and I don't care if Ben Johnson was the coach. I don't care if Lane Johnson was the coach. I want to beat them still. But that's what I'm looking at on this schedule. And we ain't giving predictions yet, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah, well, that's what I got.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Like, I hate all them dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, equal opportunity. Hate opponents. But shout out to my man Ward Eyes. He passed away. He was a big Detroit Lions influencer on social media, man, and he worked with Woodward Sports and all those guys, man. He always say "fuck the Bears." So, yeah. So, definitely. All right, Coach. What's your initial thoughts on the schedule? Not too deep, but just your initial thoughts.
All right. My initial thoughts is like, well, I mean, we all in the league got the same opponents basically. So, I just looked at all of these road games against these tough opponents, and it kind of made me mad a little bit because I looked at the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings schedule, and they at home versus the Commanders, versus the Ravens, and versus the Bengals. So, and we got the toughest 6 games of the schedule. The toughest 6 opponents are all on the road, and I'm like, that's the reward you get for being 15-2.
And they went 8. They went 8-0 on the road last year. So
exactly, yeah. I know that. But I'm saying, like, I would think that being 15-2, you would kind of get a split of the hardest games, like 3 on the road and 3 at home. But so my only gripe with the schedule was like, why are all those tough non-divisional opponents on the road? Like, I'm like, but other than that, the schedule is just about the same for everybody in the division because we all got them opponents except for, I think we
Except
play.
for
We're the
two.
only ones that play the Chiefs.
Yeah, except for
Um,
two of them, we play all the same games except for two.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it ain't really no thing because I think it's gonna be kind of a down. Well, it's not gonna be kind of. It's gonna be a down year from last year in the North because we sent 3 teams to the playoffs. And you don't send 3 teams to the playoffs in a division year after year. So
Mm-hmm.
somebody's gonna slide. But all in all, I mean, it's a tough schedule because this is what it is. It's the divisions that we play, the AFC North, and the NFC East. Like, hey, it is what it is, man. But all I gotta say is to them schedule makers, y'all could have put some of them tough games at the crib. Like y'all, like all some of them divisional games that you could have had it at the crib. Now, come on, man. Y'all. Okay.
But I think that goes to the NFL is a money thing, right? It's all about the NFL is all about the money game, the NFL, right? So I think that pulls to the Lions are a big draw, like.
Right.
And the Lions travel well. The Lions fans base travel well. You're gonna get a contingent of Lions fans wherever they go. So they're gonna be big money prices for them tickets, not just at Ford Field because people are complaining about the prices at Ford Field. But when you have a winning franchise and the Lions hadn't upped the ticket prices for years, but now they're a big draw. So they're gonna get those ticket prices are gonna be with it. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that because it's expensive as hell to go to a game. I know that all too well. But when you have families trying to go and things of that nature, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But the Lions are a draw. And everybody wants the Lions, you know what I'm saying? So there's some other things to kind of look at, right? So one of the things I'll tell you about, the Lions have 12 nationally televised games this year. 12 of them things.
I had 11.
Right now, well, it's from what they were saying, I guess I read this. It's 5 primetime games, 5 games in the 425 slots, right. And then you have Thanksgiving is a standalone game, so that's nationally televised, and I believe it's one other one. I think it's the Netflix game, or one of the other two. So it's supposed to be 12 record of nationally televised games. That means the Lions are in high demand. Like one of the things I'll tell you is like. Because when you have the 5 primetime games and the 5 425 games, those games are typically the game of the week on that network, whoever gets that 425 time slot. And right now, the opponents that they're playing big opponents. So those are going to be most likely the nationally televised games. According to the schedule makers, the Lions were the most in-demand team by the network, by networks behind the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I mean, like the Lions are in demand. They want to play. They want the Lions to be playing on your TV. If you look at it, right, Coach Jones, you said it yesterday. It's only like 1 o'clock games, and one of those games is a Thanksgiving game. So really, I mean, you have 4 games that are 1 o'clock. So wow, I mean, like if you remember like the second season, the Lions were playing every game at 1 o'clock. Remember the second season of Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes' regime. I think they only played that one game that was a nationally televised game at night, and that was when they put the Packers out of the playoffs. Every other game that year was at 1 o'clock. So I'm looking at this schedule. I think
they might have flexed that one.
Yeah, they flexed it to it because it was that last game of the year. So they didn't have it on the schedule. Like you don't put that to the like the last couple of weeks before the end of the season. So, so with that, let's pull the schedule up again. You look at this, man. Look at all these games, man. Like, I mean, we starting off with a game of the week against the Packers, man. You got the Monday Night Football versus the Ravens, and then you got Sunday Night Football versus the Chiefs. Man, I'm looking at this thing like, man, I might not even get my doggone Sunday ticket this year. I ain't gonna need it because they playing all the games and nationally televised. I mean, to be for real. I mean, why pay for something I really ain't gonna watch? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm watching on a national televised game. I think one of the biggest issues for me, before we get our promo break in, is the fact that the Lions play 4 of 6 on the road to start the season. That's tough. That's tough. We looked at that thing. Coach Jones was like, man, it's some bullshit. But look at this thing, man. You got the Ravens, you got the Bengals, and you got the Chiefs, and starting out on the road in Green Bay. So 4 of the first 6 games is like, wow. Like, they tripping. Like, and that's a lot of, but the only thing is that the Lions don't have a lot of road miles on their schedule. I think they have like the second or third fewest miles that they're traveling away from their home stadium. But what do you guys think about the Lions playing 4 of the first 6 games on the road? What you got, Coach Jones?
Bullshit. You know what? Man, like I said, the NFL just, I don't want to seem like I'm like, oh man, but it's like I just wish that
more the games at home.
There was a easier, like a man, at least a 3 and a 2 and 2 or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just something. It just, man, I just don't. Because if you look at it, those are some tough opponents to go on the road against. You know what I'm saying? It's not the fact that they road games. It's the fact that who they against. It's like, man. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, but I'm like, I just wish they could have gave us one, either the Bengals or the Chiefs at home. You know what I'm saying? Just either one of them two. Like, you know, but it is what it is, man. You know, we got 8 home games and 9 road games this year, so they just happen to be all the headbangers.
What you got, FL?
I blame Coach Mike. All that shit he was saying last year about the last couple of years about they're going to protect their investment. They're going to put them on TV as much as they can. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. This is a byproduct of your ass, Coach Mike. I'm going to blame you. If you hadn't said that, they would have thought that. Oh, yeah, it's Coach Mike said they good and they tough. We can give them one. We can give them this one. Yeah, everybody want to see it. We just going to run their ass through the sawmill. But the first 4 of the 6 on the road, I don't care. I wish it was the only difference. I wish it was if we start out road heavy, we kind of finish home heavy, but
we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, but we'll get to that in a minute. I don't really like that, but I don't. Yeah. Whatever, man. It's that now when we go in and do what we got to do there or whatever it is, you know, it ain't too much more that people can say because everybody always got something to say about the Lions, as it seems. I guess people still out there picking the pack. It's not from Green Bay, by the way. Let me say that. I understand if you're from Green Bay, you know, you're going to pick them anyway. But it's people that are not from Green Bay that are picking the Packers to win this division, all that kind of shit. Now, I don't know what the fuck y'all done seen. But,
yeah, I've seen it where was that somebody picking the Vikings to finish last, like somebody was picking the Bears to finish second.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with these people, man. Like, what the hell going on with Bleacher Report? Bleacher Report somewhere, Lions have finished 9 and 8. Who in the hell are you? Like, and I don't get the fact that these people particularly don't follow the Lions who are making some of these predictions, because Vegas has us at 10 plus wins. We're right at 10 wins. Still have us winning the division because the division is going to be tough again this year. But the argument is, the Lions they lost Ben Johnson, they lost Aaron Glenn, they lost their coordinators, right? But like, if you look at it, the guys that slid up into these positions were promoted from within. So you're getting at Calvin Shepard, who ran Aaron Glenn's system, and you're looking at Johnny Morton, who was the architect of Ben Johnson's system. So like, you don't know if you don't know the Lions, just say you don't know them. Because
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, if you don't know the team, you don't follow them. Just please be quiet.
It's and not to cut you off or not step in front of you, Coach Mike, but it's like you just said, like that's the reason for anybody's doubts. Oh, well, they lost this and they lost that, but then you hear other teams that lost the same thing and they don't even mention that shit, or they have a new head coach, or they have a new this or a new that. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
like
That's the
like
part
new
I don't.
players and you know,
like new key.
yeah.
But it's
And
like I said, a new head coach and stuff like that. I don't
really even get the thing with Green Bay because their offensive line still sucks. Like their O line, they didn't make any significant changes on their O line. And Chicago made some changes, but they brought in some dudes that except for Tooney, they still got some broke up ass guys. Love Jonah Jackson himself, he can't stay on the field. That's why he ain't in Detroit no more. I'm just saying what I'm saying. All right, hey man, like the video, share the video, and comment on the video. All these things help us get this content to more Detroit Lions fans, just like yourself. Make sure you check out the Boss Up Ball Out podcast merch shop, man. The link's in the description, man. You can find that link right there. Put in the code Boss Up Ball Out 10 at checkout, and when you spend $45, you get 10% off of item. Definitely do that. Hey, members, stay tuned. We will have a special code for you just for the members. So they'll get a different discount at checkout, and it'll only be for them, and they will only get the information. So, one of the benefits of being a member of the Boss Up Ball Out podcast channel. All right. I ain't saying it's going to be a lot more, but I'm just saying it's going to be different than what everybody else gets. So don't get it twisted. And if I ain't saying you're going to get 50% off your order, damn that. We can't do that, dog. We love you, but we can't do that. All right. All right. So, one of the things that's different this year is the Lions are on Thanksgiving and Christmas. My wife was like, what? Man, and it's some Lions beat writers. Shout out to the guys over at Pride of Detroit. My man Eric Smith's like, I ain't going to that damn Minnesota game. So, there's a couple of dudes, they like, yeah, I ain't going to that. But that's bittersweet. You got some people, definitely, because the Lions haven't, I don't think the last time they played on Christmas in a long time, man. To have the Lions on Christmas, and that just tells you that the Lions are an in-demand team. Like, we talked about it, man. Networks want these guys, and the league wants the guy to put the Lions out front. So, I mean, and when you're winning games like that, 15-2, and the two games that you did lose were very close games where it was within one score of each other. Like that Buffalo game, actually, the three games we lost were within like 6 points, right? Something like around that time, like within a touchdown. Who did we get blew out by?
I don't know if that's a blowout, but I think we lost by 10 or 14 to Washington.
No, we did not. In the playoffs?
Yeah.
That was a 6-point game.
All right, my bad. I'm misremembering.
Yeah. That was a 6-point game. That's
the only one I had.
Because it was, I think it was a 6 or 8 point, because if we would have scored at the end, we did want to come back on that one. I believe it was within one score, but
I thought it was a 45-31 game.
Something like that. I thought it was either 10 or 14.
Was it the playoff game? It may have been. I may be tripping. But looking at that, man. Anyways, getting back to Thanksgiving and Christmas, man. We always think Thanksgiving, man, but Christmas, my wife was like, "What? Nah, man, that's family time. We were family time in front of the TV. We're gonna be watching the doggone game, but Christmas, man." Yeah. That's something different for me. The last time I watched the Lions around Christmas is when they came down here, and I watched them on Christmas Eve when they came down to Charlotte a few years ago. So, happy holidays to me. That show gonna be enjoying the Lions on Christmas. On Thanksgiving and Christmas.
It's not too early. Like it's at 4:30. So, you know what I'm saying? Like most of the Christmas type of things happen earlier in the day, and then you kind of are unwinding for the rest of the day. So it's not like 12 o'clock start time. And you like, well, shit, y'all open them last 3 gifts at halftime. You know what I'm saying? Like, that like that. So,
I like it.
And then that's the game that's on Netflix. Is the Christmas game. Yeah. So
yeah, definitely. One thing I want to talk about before we get to the next segment, before we kind of wind this thing down, is that I know you were talking about this analytics in the group chat, LL, is that the Lions, their rest schedule seems to be where they're talking about at an advantage, right? And one of the things that's highlighted in that is that the Lions don't play a team who is coming off of their bye week for the entire season. So they have to play a game before they play the Lions. Like that, right? And the Lions have the latest bye week in the NFC North. So at week 8, we have the latest bye week. So when we play our opponents, they're going to be especially when we get to that back half of the season when we're playing Chicago and Green Bay, they're gonna be playing like we were playing last year because I think their bye weeks are week 5 and week 6 or something like that. So they got the early bye. So they're gonna be looking at what we were looking at last year. Maybe some tired players and maybe some guys that may be injured. I don't wish injuries on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish that people would suffer the same thing we suffered last year because that sucked. But yeah, that's a thing. So we don't play a team coming off their bye. And we got the latest bye week in the division. So I'm liking that as far as rest. So you gotta come in. You have to have played the game before you play the Lions. So I'm liking that as well. So maybe that could be an advantage as far as the rest. I think we have the best rest schedule in the league this year, and I think it's second best of all time. So yeah, I do like that. So what do you guys think about that? The rest, where they, you got to come see us after you've been playing the game, so you can. And the Lions play physical football, so you already know you're gonna be tired coming in that game, and we're gonna come in there and put a foot on your neck when we come to see you either at your place or at our place. So I like it. What do you got, Coach Jones?
I think it's a good thing. That's one positive thing that I can say about the schedule. Is the rest, because there's the days where we play. There's 10 days in between games. So there's that. I think there's that like twice on the schedule where there's like 10 days in between games.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. And then we got the bye. Only thing we could have like really asked for, like, how about we get like a week 9 bye? You know what I'm saying? But it's week 8. That's almost smack dab in the middle of the schedule. And that's probably gonna help with some of them injuries, man, because a lot of those injuries happened last year because we play such physical football, you know what I'm saying? And you taking that pounding just from week 5 on, you taking that pounding. So now we can, now it's week 9 on, you know what I'm saying? So that's a whole month after,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And then too, our coaching staff knows how to handle people's bodies a little bit better now. Know how to manage. When you got a week 5 bye, you learn how to manage people's bodies better. And I think it's gonna be good, man. Yeah, we got some. So it's good gaps in between week to week, man. So I like that.
Yeah, the one thing that was kind of interesting to me is that the Lions play the NFC East in that third quarter of the season, right? And you look at the schedule, right? You got in that third, like weeks 10 through 14, you play all of the NFC East teams. You play Washington, Philly, and the Giants back to back. Got a break for Thanksgiving where we play Green Bay, and then another Thursday Night Football. We play Dallas in Ford Field. So like, we got to run in that weeks 10 through 14 of the NFC East. So what do you guys think about that part? What you got, LL, on that one?
Well, I was going to say, I was looking at the little, because I think that's when analytics go a little too far. And I'm just looking at all the teams on here. I was going to say I didn't see one winner, but the 2024 Eagles is on here. But other than that, like, it's a lot of Lions teams that made this list, like the 2010 Lions, the 2011 Lions. The 2022 Lions, 2021 Lions, 2019 Lions. So I don't really. Oh, wait a minute, and there's more. Dang it, and there's more. The 2005 Lions, 2006 Lions. So I don't really know how much that net rest stuff really matters. But as far as that, the NFC East run, I like it, man. I hate the NFC East anyway. So, like I said, the game I'm looking for is the first of those NFC East games, and that's Washington. I also hate the Eagles, so I'm looking forward to that one. I also hate the Giants, so I'm looking forward to that one. And it's super fuck the Cowboys, so I'm also looking forward to that one. And it's gonna be here. It kind of gives me memories of, I believe it was here back when Megatron tore their ass up.
Yeah, but, that was in Ford Field. Yeah,
I used to stay in
like 321 yards and a touchdown or something like that. Crazy.
He just tore their ass up, but I used to stay in these apartments called Groves of North, and everybody used to come on my house on Sundays and watch football. And one of my friends, Jared, is a Cowboys fan, and his brother is a Lions fan. So he, it was everybody in the house was against Jared. It was fun. It was boatloads of fun, man. That was a real fun game, very fond memory of mine. So I'm anxious for that one again. Maybe we can get a repeat of that. And shout out to my homeboy Kyle. This was back when the FDB dance came out, and that, so if y'all remember what that is. But shout out to my homeboy Kyle, FDB, man, and F them Cowboys.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, you look at that, man. I ran into an actual Commanders fan yesterday. I was out doing some shopping, and you want to stop me and talk trash. And I looked at him. I was like, "We'll see you when we healthy." He was like, "Oh yeah." It's like, yeah, keep talking, bro. Keep talking. Like, I was like, yeah, we had guys off the street and third string guys and practice squad players playing on our defense, right? Yeah, keep talking. That's like, we'll see you when we're healthy. That's all I gotta say about that. I think the one thing before we get into the final little nugget of the season, right? You look at this schedule, right? One of the things that I like about this schedule is that we only got one really cold weather game that's outside. And that's the Bears at the end of the season. Like most of the teams that play in cold outdoor stadiums, we're playing early in the season and we're playing them at their place. So I like that. You know what I'm saying? So you look at the Rams, that they play in California. That's going to be a nice, and that SoFi is a 3/4. It's a 3/4 dome. It's like a lot of full like enclosed, but they got the open roof, and then
they made a song about the weather in Southern California. Curt. So you know how that go.
It never rains. Yeah.
So you ain't got to worry about no bad weather. Bless you.
But you look at this, man. You look at the schedule. November in Washington. I mean, like that's not really going to be cold at the beginning of November, and either of the Eagles. So you look at this, it's going to be. You look at it, it's going to be mostly, the kind of the same like it was last year. Like we don't have really a outdoor cold game until we play the Bears at near the end of the season. So that's one thing. That's one thing I do like.
A couple of my homies was saying that about the those Washington and Philly games, like about the outside game is going to be cold. That's in November. That's autumn. That's fall time, baby. That's
football weather.
That's actually when you want to be out there, because you don't want to be out there in that hot heat, and you don't want to be out there in that cold snow and all that. And then when the ground hard as concrete, so this is actually the perfect time. I think both of them play on grass, so
Yep. Yeah, both have and outside stadiums, and shout out to Washington, man. They're gonna be moving back to DC. I lived in that area for a while when I was at the Pentagon, man, and I know they missed having their team in their city, like it was when the Lions played where LL's from. They want their team back in their city, so and not in Maryland. So shout out to them, man. All right, last thing we want to talk about, man.
Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
I do think that that is well placed on the schedule. Just when you look at all the teams that we playing, like, what I'm saying? I'm glad the Cowboys is at home. So that way now, my dad, who is he a French Cowboys fan.
Oh yeah, because he like the Texans now too, right?
I can talk a little trash to him, man, and we ain't got to worry about that being a critical game, because that's in the final 5 games, man. So that starts a critical stretch in the season, man, and we got that at home, so I like that.
Yeah, and I like that weeks with a 12, 13, and 14. That's our 3 stretch of home games, so I do like that as well, getting that backside of that schedule. So you look at that, I do like that. So yeah, that's something that definitely can in that realm of we're playing indoors in that get into that late November, early December timeframes. All right, so last but not least, man, 3 of the last 4 games are on the road. Like we starting off on the road and we ended the season on the road. Could have been a little more friendly with that road schedule. I have to agree with you, Coach Jones. So you ending the schedule with 3 of the 4 on the road. Is the league trying to tell us something? Are they trying to tell us we're going to be on the road in the playoffs? I mean, I don't know. Are they trying to get us ready for the road games and playoff games? I don't know. But what you guys think about 3 of the last 4 on the road?
I think they did us a big injustice on the road games. Like I said, it's not even just the tough teams that we play. It's the fact that we got to finish the last 2 games on the road, and our division is going to be so close. We all play such good teams that we end in the last 2 games on the road. I don't know what everybody else in our division their last 2 games are, but and then we start the season on the road. I mean, like, man, that's just that's one of them things, man, where I was saying to y'all, we was 15-2 last year. Y'all could show a little bit more favoritism in that, but I can't complain, man, because like I said, we got a few games in there where it's about 9-10 days in between, so I can't complain. But them 3 of them last 4 on the road during that crucial time when our division is going to be so close, because we it's going to be a scratch and claw division, man. And I'm like, but you know what it is, man. That's why I got on this white. You know what I'm saying? I got on this white. I got on these roads. You know what I'm saying? I got on this road line gear right here, man. Because
That's what's up.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what's up. What you got, LL? 3 of the last 4 on the road.
I was trying to find the quote. I was trying to find the quote from Dan Campbell that we'd play on wherever in the landfill was a part of that. So I don't, man. It is what it is. I would maybe I would like it a little bit different. I bet the players would probably like it a little bit more, but I don't. Whatever. I think that last game. Hopefully, let's say because I've been saying. I hope that Caleb Williams is all that they say he is, and I hope that Ben Johnson is whatever it is, and I hope that the Bears is as good as advertised, and then it's all for what did we say last year? The brawl for it all. I hope that that's what that last game is.
The brawl for it all.
And I hope it's snowing, and I hope it's windy. I hope it's everything that Chicago can be, and I hope we go in there and kick the shit out of them. So that's what I think about that the road schedule, at least especially that Chicago game.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, man. Yeah, it's just is what it is, man. When you a tough team, you get tough schedules. So kind of is what it is, man. The Lions are a tough team, man. With 8-0 on the road last year, and they're just in demand. The other teams want the Lions to come in because they know they're a draw. The Lions fans are going to come in. Your stadium is going to be packed when the Lions come because they're going to bring their fan base. You know what I'm saying? They're coming. They're bringing everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. And it's going to be great to start the year off at our home, our other home stadium in Wisconsin. It's always great to play. When we play in Ford Field West out there in Green Bay, because the last couple games we played out there, the Lions fandom has showed up deep and taken over that stadium, man. So it is what it is, man. I know, great to see my man Hutch gonna be all over Jordan Love, man, in that game. We're gonna be making his life a living hell, man. Hey, the Boss Up Ball Out podcast is brought to you by Dubby, man. You can find a link to Dubby Energy Drink in the description. Put the code Boss Up Ball Out Pod in at checkout to get 10% off your order, man. Thanks to Dubby for being a sponsor of the show, man. So no caffeine. No sugar, just caffeine with the energy drink, man. All those amino acids and vitamins, man. So just check it out, man. Links in the description. Start out your day with Dubby. All right. So, man, loving this. All right. Time for our prediction. Way too early predictions, man, for this season. All right. LL, you up first. What's your way too early schedule prediction for the Lions?
12-5.
12-5. All right. So kind of like a little bit less than what it was last year. 15-2 to 12-5. What you got, Coach Jones?
11-6.
11-6.
We still win the division, but we go 11-6.
11-6. I'm going to go 13-4. I'm a little bit more optimistic than y'all guys. I'm gonna go 13-4. I think with the health that is going to be what it is. I think it's going to be a revenge tour on some of these teams. So I think 13-4. I think we win the division at 13-4. I think the division is going to be even tougher this year. I think the Bears and the Packers kind of keep that second and third slot. I think with JJ McCarthy and the Vikings and all that changeover they had on their roster, I think they move back to the end of the roster, to the end of it. I think they'll be a fringe playoff team. I think every team in the division will have, I think 3 to 4 teams will definitely have a winning record. And I think their last team will be right there on the fringe. So their last team are fringe like 8-9 or something like that. So that's what I got for my record predictions. All right. So if you haven't done so already, man, make sure, and I got an update on this thing today. Make sure you follow the crew on your favorite social media platforms, man. And you can get the Thirsty Thursdays right there on LL's Instagram page. I'll put it up there so you guys can get the his Instagram handle so you can check out Thirsty Thursdays, man. That thing was juicy yesterday. So make sure you go check out my man LL Cool Towards on Thirsty Thursdays. My man Coach Jones does a great job with Wolverine Sports Talk, man. Great job doing some shorts on this channel as well. I post content from this channel on all of my social media platforms, man. So go check us out, man, wherever you have your favorite social media besides YouTube, man. All right, time for final thoughts on today's show, man. Coach Jones, you up first, man, on this Feel Good Friday. What you got?
Yeah, man. So, I mean, y'all see what the schedule is. It is what it is. It's time for the Lions to strap up. I'm getting more excited myself because we're getting closer to our football season in high school. Our mini camp starts on June 4th. June 4th and June 5th, I believe. We got our little mini camp. So, I'm gearing up, man. I'm starting to go back into I did in February and a little bit in April, but I started going back in the games and looking at things, man, and kind of getting ready for the season, man. The Lions getting ready for the season. The Wolverines getting ready for the season, man. It's about to be football time in here. Knock if you buck.
Yeah, definitely. What you got for the people on this Friday, LL?
I don't know what page you posted, but that mug ain't even there no more, so they don't even got to look for it. But have a happy Friday, y'all. Enjoy y'all weekend. And, if you're in the area, it's Silver Bass time in the Detroit River, I think. So I'm going to go check them out, see if they running this weekend. So, pour you a glass of whiskey and have a great weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me see this thing right here. All right. Let me show you on the thing. Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell you talking about.
That's a mirage, y'all. That is a mirage.
Anyways, man, thank you for starting your day off, man. I hope you guys had a great week, man. I know we usually do a recorded show. I mean, a live show on Fridays, man. But today we wanted to give you all of our reactions to the Lions schedule. We know everyone did their shows yesterday, but we wanted to sit on it for a day, kind of let it get all the information in that we saw coming off of some of the reports, man, and then do our reaction off of that. So thank you guys for joining us right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your home for organic debate about Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Have a good weekend. We'll be back on Monday. Got some things to talk about before, things slow down. So we got some things to talk about. Some of the pressers happening the other day with the coordinators and with the vision that they see for the team. So definitely going to tune in on Monday to get that information from us and what we think about what the coordinators had to say with their pressers yesterday. So, hey, if you're having a good day, make sure you spread that joy. You never know when a small, kind word can help someone's day and change their outlook on their day or their life. You never know. And if you're not having a good day, please don't sit on else's joy, man. That's just terrible. And whatever you do in life, you guys are boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL Cool Torrance and Coach Mike Jones, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. Shout out to LNU, baby.